My name is Jonathan Hayes, and I'm here in Fort Smith, Arkansas, at the Victor Elik American Legion Post number 31. Here in front of the post stands the spirit of the American Doughboy, sculpted by Ernest Moore Viquani in 1920.
Viquani is an American sculptor known for his World War I and II memorials, his best known being this very popular doughboy, also called Iron Mike, created to honor the veterans and casualties from World War I. This particular statue in Fort Smith is not the original one, however. Mainly due to the symbolic meaning of the statue and its aggressive design, it became very popular across America and was mass-produced throughout the 1920s and distributed to communities throughout the United States in order to pay tribute to their fallen heroes. In fact, there are 139 authenticated original statues remaining in the United States, including this one. This doughboy in Fort Smith is significant, however, because it is one of only 2 copies to be listed on the National Register of Historic Places, the other one also being in Arkansas. To create this statue, Viquani conducted many interviews, studied photographs, and used live models, leading to a very realistic and naturalistic work of art. It is a sculpture in the round made out of pressed copper. Depicting a soldier walking through a tough terrain, Viquani shows the doughboy holding a grenade above his head and a rifle at his side. This posture creates a strong tone and setting. The fact that the doughboy's rifle is at his side, his helmet is slightly sideways, and there is a grenade in his hand suggests that a battle has just been fought or is about to start. But the stance of the doughboy does not create a sense of urgency or danger. Instead, he is in an upright position and looks to be walking out of battle. His face also suggests that this scene is occurring after a battle. His eyes are wide open and gazing forward, and he appears to have a look of relief on his face. This pose and facial expression, along with his hand held high above his head, establishes a sense of victory, which is what makes the statue so great and the reason why the design became so popular across America. The great detail of the sculpture adds to this sense of victory by enhancing every aspect of what the doughboy is doing. The way that the uniform is ruffled and wrinkled gives a textured look, as if it would appear naturally if a soldier was actually walking through harsh terrain and raising a fist in the air. The fact that it is a sculpture in the round allows every single aspect of clothing to be seen in full detail and gives a different perspective of the doughboy at every angle viewable, which in turn gives the statue that truly realistic look. The value of this piece of art can be measured in multiple ways. It has high intrinsic value due to its realism and extensive detail. It also has a very high nationalistic and psychological value, as its symbolic meaning arouses pride and patriotism in most Americans, leading to its immense popularity. The best interpretive approach or methodology when viewing this statue would be iconography, which emphasizes the content of the piece of art. The whole underlying message of this monument is to honor and memorialize the effort and sacrifice of American soldiers during World War I. Therefore, the content of this art and what this monument symbolizes is the main purpose of its existence. Comparing this statue in the context of the history of art, I would say its stylistic influences are a mix between the classical and Hellenistic periods of ancient Greek art, as extreme naturalism and realism was a major aspect of their canons. Though this doughboy does not show extreme over-the-top emotion like in the Hellenistic period, it also doesn't have the contrapposto stance of the classical Greek figures. Instead, he is displaying emotion by his victorious stance, but it is more muted and relaxed, which is a mix of both canons. He can be compared to Winged Nike from the Hellenistic period, as she is in a prominent victorious pose and has extreme naturalistic detail in her clothing to make her appear real, both of which are shown to an extent in the doughboy. When I first saw this piece a few years ago, I did not realize its symbolism or national importance. Its realism and extraordinary detail was in fact the reason I chose this piece. After researching the statue, though, I was amazed about how much this piece of art actually meant to the United States. It gives a glimpse into the lives of Americans during World War I and demonstrates how proud they felt about the sacrifices made by our soldiers. As of now, its meaning is what intrigues me the most, and how every detail of the statue symbolized how Americans felt during that time. It will continue to be an icon of American history and a memorial to the soldiers of World War I.